Good morning, it's Mike Montgomery here in the study. It's January 24th of 2017. And I want to talk to you about, I think, a danger and a natural tendency that becomes a dangerous trend in the lives of churches and Christians and pastors and every walk of the Christian life. One of the dangers is there's a natural tendency to start with a looking outward and then becoming looking inward. We begin to look inward. We have a mission of reaching out to the lost and dying world. We have a mission of reaching outside of our family and our home. And then, once we've done that for a time, we begin to focus inward. It's very important that we have a heart that says, I want to keep my focus evangelistic. I want to keep my focus on soul winning and getting the gospel out and then ministering outside of me. We get the idea, well, I enjoy we get the idea somehow or another that discipleship and fellowship and worship and these things are one side of Christianity and then outreach is another. But I would say that proper worship and proper fellowship ought to drive me to want to reach out into a lost and dying world and reach out and minister to someone else. And almost what we end up having is we look at the gospel as a prosperity kind of gospel, that the gospel is what I'm going to use to make me happy and to make me successful and to make me have a good marriage and to make me have these things. And if the gospel can give me these things, then I'm going to build a fence around me and hold all of that in. And that is not what we're called to do whatsoever. We're called to be rooted in the gospel so that we can be fruitful as we go forward. And so then not becoming inwardly focused with ourselves. Well, as long as my children are happy and my children are living right and my family is doing well and my marriage is good, then, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Let me say this. If you have a good marriage, help somebody else have a good marriage. If you have children that are growing in the Lord, then walk with somebody else whose children may not be growing with the Lord. If you have a strong walk with the Lord yourself, are you helping someone else? And ultimately, if you have something that God has given you through His grace, whether it be a balanced spirit or a solid walk with God or a good, strong prayer life the Lord has developed with you, whatever those things that you have, those are not being given to you to consume upon yourself. Your church, for instance, here's one that really happens. Churches get inwardly focused. We start off a church and we have nothing. Our church started in a credit bureau. It was a rented facility. We had absolutely nothing. And we go forward from year after year after year, and we get a little better building, a little nicer facilities, a little nicer place. We came to the church here. We did a lot of remodeling on it 12 years ago, and 5 years ago we did some more. 7 years ago we did a lot more remodeling. And man, our auditorium looks awesome. I love the look of our auditorium. We got all kinds of nice blessings that God has given us, and we have those things. And now what our goal is, if we're not careful, is let's just hold on to them. No, let's not just hold on to them. Let's be good stewards of what God has given us. And the best way we can be stewards of what God has given us is using it for the glory of God, using it for the furtherance of the gospel. And if it's all expended and it's all destroyed on this side of eternity to reach one soul, then that's what it's all about. And so the dangerous tendency is that we get something from God, salvation, and we begin to look inward. We get something from God, material blessings, and we look inward. No, when we receive something from God, it is a call for us to look outward and to go and do something with that gospel. And so let me encourage you to minister to someone today as you go. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow morning in the study. Thanks.